Hey there, Silverpaw Reads here, and we're going on to Chapter 8, Part 1 of Spike. Let's go. Oh my god, Sam, what on earth happened? It's alright, Dad, it's nothing. Sam sighed deep and closed the door behind him. Doesn't look like nothing, Saunders said, worried. He waited for Sam to speak up, but Sam just sighed again, took off his shoes and backpack before he walked into the living room and dropped down on the couch. Saunders walked over to the couch too and sat down next to him. He looked at his son for a while, looked at all the bruises and cuts he had on him, and at the shirt which was covered in bloodstains. Sam? Saunders began and carefully placed a hand on Sam's shoulder. What happened today? Sam glanced up at his father, who looked really worried. It would be mean to not let him know what happened to him, though at the same time Sam was afraid he'd disappoint his father if he told him he'd gotten into a fight. Sam decided not to answer, at least not until he'd gotten the chance to think of just how to say it. Well, okay, if you're not going to say it, I'm going to have to start guessing. Dad, Sam rolled his eyes, that's just childish. Did Spike do this to you? What? No. So you didn't accidentally hug him or something? Dad! Alright, okay, Spike didn't do it. He held up his hands apologetically, then let them drop and turned quiet for a brief moment. So raccoons did it? Dad! Sam gave up. Okay, fine, I'll tell you, but you gotta promise you won't get mad. Why would I get mad? Sam looked down in shame. Because I hit someone? You hit someone? You? I'll be honest with you, son. It looks more to me like you're the one who got hit, Saunders said and scratched the back of his neck. Well, yeah, but most of this blood isn't mine. Sam was still looking away. I think you should start from the beginning, lad, Saunders said and carefully formed a compassionate smile. Sam cleared his throat. Okay, well, there's this kid at school, Marco. He keeps bullying Spike and has been doing it for years now. Wait, when is he doing this? I thought you and Spike were hanging out together at school. Well, truth be told, we'd never been together at school, never. It's something Spike decided, you see. He's always getting into some kind of trouble, though without it really being his fault, and so he didn't want me to be seen with him, 'cause he'd be afraid I'd get in trouble as well. Wow, really? Well, dude, that's kind of thoughtful of him, Saunders said, not really knowing how to react, whether to be sorry for Spike getting into trouble or being thankful that he kept Sam out of trouble. Yeah, he's way kinder than he looks, Sam smiled, though still concerned about his father's possible reaction to what he was about to tell. So, what happened today was, well, I was hanging out with some classmates, and then I saw Marco and his gang picking a fight with Spike again. Sam explained. Usually I've tried to ignore it because Spike has told me to, but this time they didn't drag him behind the shed or the school building or any other places. This time they started attacking him in front of everyone. And I was watching it. I saw them fighting him, and then 5 boys held him down and Marcos was about to hit him. I don't really remember what happened next because I sort of blacked out, but then I came to, my fist was aching, I was standing above Marco, who was bleeding from his nose, and Spike couldn't have done it because he was being held down. Sam glanced up at his father, who had this really strange expression in his face. It looked like he was watching a gory scene in a movie he really didn't want to look at, but looked anyways, or he'd risk missing out on important plot details. Sam looked descended again, and he continued, Next thing I know, I'm fighting Marco's gang members trying to save Spike somehow, and then Marco uses the opportunity to chicken out. Me and Spike run after him, and Spike starts beating him up, and then Marcos kicks him where it hurts, and I take on the chase. When I reach him, Marco, that is, I start beating him and punching him, and I don't really know why I'm doing it. Then Spike joins the fight, and we keep beating each other up. I mean, me and Spike aren't beating each other up, so it's kind of like 2-on-1, but that bastard Marco had it coming. The way he's been sending, like, 10-on-1, you know? Anyway, so we fight until the teachers have to come break it up, and then they send us to the principal's office, and we all get detention for a whole week. Then the teachers, they send us to the doctor, and then back to school, and I came home late because I got detention, and now Spike's mad at me for having saved him from having his brains bashed in, and now I don't know if I can ever get back to school, but I have to, or the teachers will get mad, and I don't want to make them mad, and then my grades will drop, and I don't know what to do anymore. It's okay, Sam, Saunders said and embraced his son. I'm not going to cry if that's what you think, Sam murmured. I wasn't thinking you were going to cry, Saunders chuckled, but you're upset and I figured you needed a hug. Yeah, well, I kinda did, Sam admitted. Saunders smiled fatherly. But seriously, son, if that Marco guy is still bothering you and Spike, then I think it's best if I go down to school and talk to... No, Dad. Please don't be upset. You'll just make things worse. You should know that it's not that long since you were my age. Gotta admit, I've never been bullied. Besides, I didn't live with my parents when I was your age. But you understand that having one's father come to talk to the other kid's father or his teacher is only going to make the bullying worse, don't you? Sam looked, begging at his father. Alright, I won't, but I've got to do something. Dad, if you really care about me, you'll stay out of this. Saunders looked puzzled at him. Sam was taken aback by his own choice of words. They were almost the exact words Spike had told him this morning. I'm sorry, Dad. It's just, I have to figure this out on my own. But how are you going to work through this? It was thoughtful of you to help Spike, but in a way, I think he was right about telling you to stay away. What do you mean? Honestly, I'm not sure, Saunders blinked, but think about it. Saving Spike has only cost him twice the trouble. Not only will you get bullied more, but he'll have to protect you from being bullied as well. He'll have to fight for two people. Wow, Dad, you're awesome at making people not feel guilty, Sam said, sarcastic. Just rub it in. Okay, I'm sorry. Saunders sighed. I don't know what else to say to you. My advice is still that I think you should get help from an adult. That'll make us appear like wusses, and then we'll get bullied even more. Saunders sighed even deeper and ran his fingers through his hair, which wasn't pulled back into a ponytail today. He looked just like he'd done when Sam was 4 and Saunders' hair reached to the center of his back, except that now it only reached to his shoulders. I seriously don't know what to tell you, Sam. I don't want you to fight back, even though that's probably the only thing you can do after today. Please, can't you just let me talk to that guy? Sam shook his head. Dad, what would you have done if you were my age and in this situation? I'd kick his ass, Saunders replied. Really? Well, yeah, especially if he's beating up my friend, Saunders said, serious. Even if he's got a whole bunch of guys with him? Sam asked. Well, I'd fight them off best I could if it meant I could help my friend. Son, I don't think you did the right thing. I think you did the right thing, even though it's going to cause you both a shitload of trouble. Look, why don't you and Spike stay here tomorrow instead of going to school, and we'll figure something out, huh? You're asking me to ditch school? Sam asked, surprised. It'll only be for a day until we figure out what to do. But, Sam began, Marco will just think we've chickened out, that we're cowards. Saunders suddenly stood up from the couch and walked towards the kitchen. Dad? Are you angry? Where are you going? Sam asked, worried. There's only one thing to do in a situation like this. Saunders called out from the kitchen, standing in front of the phone. Call Terrence. What's up? A sleepy voice said as its owner picked up the receiver. Were you sleeping? The voice on the other end asked. Well, yeah, man. Terrence grunted and yawned loudly. I was just watching this movie and then I, fell asleep, you know? What movie? Hair? Saunders laughed. Dude, how many times have you watched that film? Hey, I haven't watched it in years, Terrence protested. I just kind of missed the 60s and felt like watching it, you know? Yeah, I know. It is a great movie. Remember at the premiere, the cinema was packed with hippies, Saunders said with his nostalgic chuckle. Man, that was ace! But hey, Sanders, why are you calling anyways? I need some advice, Sanders said after the pause, sounding slightly embarrassed. Cherry flavored, man. Chicks love it. Terrence! Saunders hissed. Sam can hear you. Aw, shit. Hey, Sam. How's it going? Hi, Uncle Terry, Sam said, trying to sound convincingly happy. Whoa, Sam. Something bothering you? Terrence knew Sam almost as well as Saunders did and couldn't tell right away that Sam had something on his mind. Sam got into a big fight today trying to help save Spike, Saunders explained. Dude, really? Yeah, you should see him. He's all beaten up. He's got blood all over him. Oh, I bet you're thrilled about that, huh? You hate blood, don't you? Terrence grinned. Saunders laughed nervously, but then told Terrence to shut up and reminded him that his son could hear what he said. But how'd this happen? Terrence asked and tried to be serious. Spike was bullied and Sam tried to save him, and then they beat down around 10 people before him and Spike attacked the pack leader. Then they got sent to the office. I see, Terrence said after hearing Saunders' explanation. So you want me to help you beat up the kid's father? Nah, Sam won't let me. Terrence chuckled. Serious though, what do you need my advice for? Okay, so, question is, how is Sam going to survive the rest of the school year without me doing anything to help him? Well, he's got Spike, doesn't he? The two of them sound like they make a hell of a team. Beating up a big bunch of people like that, I don't think they'll have any trouble. So you're encouraging Sam to fight? That's your advice, Saunders said skeptically. Obviously, that's the only thing he can do if he doesn't want any help from either of us. Terrence shrugged. Saunders looked up at his son and sighed. So, what do you think, Sam? Ready to accept our help now? Sam shook his head. No, I can't. What can you guys do anyway? What can we do? Terrence repeated. I'll tell you what we do. We'd give the punk a little warning at first, arrange a meeting with the principal, making sure makes the kid's life a living hell at school, so that he'll hopefully drop out. However, if the dude endures it and keeps bullying you, we'll have a little talk with his parents, and hopefully they'll move away. And if they don't, we'll make them. That's what we'll do.